So, as the weekend approaches, let's draft the most important non-quarterbacks in the divisional round. Charean, you're up first.
Well, we talked a little bit about him earlier, Mike, but Brett Maher, what are you going to do this week? He had the 4 extra point misses, which was an NFL record, regular season or postseason. No kicker since 1932, when they started tracking these stats, had ever missed 4 extra points in a game. Congratulations on that record, Brett. 5 in a row, by the way, Mike. Nobody talks about Week 18 on grass in Washington. He also missed that one, and guess what? You're playing on grass again this week. He misses kicks this week. Cowboys have no chance. Robbie Gould, if it comes down to a kick, I want Robbie Gould as my kicker. Perfect in the postseason in his career. 25 of 25 on field goals, 37 of 37 on extra points. If it comes down to a kicking contest, give me the 49ers.
I wonder if the Cowboys will elevate the kicker they added this week to the practice squad. I think Tristan Vizcaino is the kicker they added, and activate him on the game day roster and have 2 kickers. Because it occurred to me Monday night, has anyone ever benched a kicker? You can't bench a kicker because you only have 1 kicker. You can't go to the bullpen for another kicker during a game. Maybe the Cowboys are going to set themselves up so they can do that in lieu of just going for 2 all the time. First one for me, I mentioned him earlier, Dexter Lawrence, the Giants' defensive tackle who was dominant against the Vikings. If they are going to make Jalen Hurts one-dimensional, it's going to be Dexter Lawrence wreaking havoc on that offensive line, busting through it the way that he burst through the Vikings' offensive line and in Jalen Hurts' face all day long. Dexter Lawrence, the key, I think, to keeping the game close enough for the underrated Giants offense to maybe score enough points to win the game.
Well, I'm going to stick on that side of the football, Mike, with the same team. And Xavier McKinney, the Giants safety, he made that huge 4th down stop on TJ Hawkinson when Kirk Cousins threw the ball short of the line to gain. But he, Adoree Jackson, Leonard Williams, they didn't play in that first meeting with the Eagles. I think those 3 guys are going to make a huge difference, especially Xavier McKinney. The Eagles in that game rushed for 253 yards and 4 touchdowns. With those guys back, I don't know that they're going to be able to do that, which means the Giants will be able to keep this game closer. I think Wink Martindale has done a really good job in this stretch right here, these past 3 games with this defense. Past 3 games, 308 yards, 18 points a game. They've really played much, much better, and it's because they've gotten healthy on defense. And Xavier McKinney is a reason why.
I want to pick a 49er, and there are many non-quarterbacks to choose from, primarily because they're the one team of the final 8 whose quarterback is kind of just a passenger on a fast-moving train. I'm going to go with Deebo Samuel. I thought about Christian McCaffrey. First, I thought Nick Bosa, but that's a given. Then I thought Christian McCaffrey. But, I think Deebo Samuel is important because you've got this 1-2 punch. I watched the Rocky movies last week, so I keep coming back to boxing analogies. But Christian McCaffrey is the jab, the jab, the jab. And Deebo Samuel is the hook. And I think McCaffrey is the setup man, and then you use Deebo Samuel to deliver the knockout. I think that if he's healthy, as he seems to be, by virtue of the 133 receiving yards he had on 6 catches last year, or last week, and he added 32 rushing yards. If he's healthy and we've seen him kind of go next level in these moments in the past, this is a great opportunity for him to not necessarily have 150 yards from scrimmage, and he did have 165 last week, but just deliver that key play in the key moment to break the back of a Cowboys defense that, is kind of puffing its chest out saying, well, they haven't dealt with us. Well, okay, easy to say that until you have Christian McCaffrey with the jab and then the right hook in the form of Deebo Samuel.
Yeah, and I'd also thought about picking Christian McCaffrey, Mike, because he's off the injury report for the first time since week 12, which tells me that he's way healthier than he's been. And you look at 4 of the last 6 games, he has 100 yards rushing. He's played really, really well. 49ers have a lot of weapons. I'm going to go with that Bengals game, and we talked a lot about their offensive line. Jackson Carman probably is going to be the left tackle this week with Jonah Williams out after dislocating his kneecap last week. I think it's a really important game for him at left tackle. He's their third, as we talked about, reserve that's going to be playing within that offensive line. Center Ted Karras and left guard Cordell Vincent are the only starters left healthy. So they've got three big reserves in there that the Chiefs are going to be the Bills are going to be able to take advantage of in that offensive line. But Jackson Carman has got to do a good job for them to have a chance this week.
I mentioned him earlier. I mentioned him yesterday on the way out the door in the Show Me Something draft. I think we need to keep pointing to Gabe Davis of the Buffalo Bills, because earlier the context was the Bills need someone other than Stephon Diggs. And last year it was Gabe Davis with 4 touchdown catches in the divisional round loss to the Chiefs. This is the time. This is the time you step up. You lay the foundation for your second contract. You convince people that you would be more than just an Alvin Harper. To go back to something we showed earlier, Alvin Harper, great with the Cowboys when he had Michael Irvin, never could stand alone anywhere else. If Gabe Davis is ever going to be that guy, this is the time to prove it again in a big spot. Step up and be the guy across from. It sounds like the Show Me Something draft all over again, but I think he's critical to the Bills firing on all cylinders and not putting Josh Allen in that spot we talked about earlier, Charean, where he's trying to do too much.
Yeah, they've got to have somebody else step up. If they're going to get to the Super Bowl, Mike, in these next 2 games, it's got to be Gabe Davis. It's got to be somebody else on that offense, Isaiah McKinney, whoever it is. They've got to have somebody else step up and help Diggs out. It just can't be Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs the whole time.
Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.